And Justice Department officials are taking stock of the now failed effort to prosecute Donald Trump for obstructing the same official process 4 years ago today. With the final report on the investigation expected to be released soon, critics are starting to point the finger in a lot of directions, including at Attorney General Merrick Garland and decisions he made after the insurrection and about the investigation. Let's get over to CNN's Evan Perez. He's got more on this exclusive report. Tell us what you've learned.
Critics would call the lost year inside the Justice Department. They say it was something that they had to do. They had to spend a lot of time looking into every single possible corner to see whether there was more evidence to tie Donald Trump to the violence we saw that day. One of the things they did find was there was this tip that developed in about June of 2021 that seemed to indicate that there was some kind of meeting between Trump or someone very close to him and members of the Proud Boys. These are the people who were behind some of the worst violence on January 6th. And so they spent months looking into that. They looked into the infamous Willard Room, where people were trying to help overturn the election results. They also looked into possible financial ties. All of that took about a year. And so when you heard from Attorney General Merrick Garland about a year later, on the anniversary of the attack, here's the words he said that gave people hope about what this investigation was about.
The actions we have taken thus far will not be our last. The Justice Department remains committed to holding all January 6 perpetrators at any level accountable under law, whether they were present that day or were otherwise criminally responsible for the assault on our democracy.
Those words that the Attorney General said really gave people hope that they, at least the critics of Donald Trump, they believed that he was, in the end, going to be held accountable. Kate, what people didn't realize, of course, was that there was a calendar that was expiring and expired very rapidly, especially when Donald Trump became the inevitable nominee for the Republican Party. One critic I talked to, someone who was involved in the investigation early on, said they wasted time. They were not strategic. It was a whole year of nothing. And they said what the investigation ended up doing was boosting Trump during that primary, the Republican primary. Of course, for Justice Department officials, they believed they had to do all of these things and that this was always going to take about 4 to 5 years. And of course, Donald Trump got the help of the Supreme Court, which ate up a huge part of that calendar. Kate?
Yeah, the Supreme Court on that one, it did eat up a huge part of the calendar. And also, you're talking about like two entities working on very different calendars.
Just saw people going right through. There they are.
And our
in Statuary Hall. Now that is the area.
Is that the Walt Whitman camera that's capturing those? I believe.
No.
Whitman statue.
I'm not sure whether that's the Walt Whitman camera, but what that is the area where the senators process to go into the House for joint sessions. So it is through there that they walk.
Unbelievable. Yeah, we are televising the breach.
Listen,
by the way.
In order to get to the Capitol, I mean, the Capitol is a free place to go. You are allowed to go to the Capitol. But you got to go through metal detectors. You got to go through security. And when you breach that, you haven't gone through security. And you got to imagine that is making a lot of the Capitol Police and other folks inside the Capitol right now very, very uncomfortable and very nervous.